Bonjour, wie geht's? Zdravstvuyte. Ni hao ma. Today's talk focuses on the Model 3, and it's my suggestion that the Model 3 may be one of the crappiest cars to come out this year, but it's creating quite a stir. And there are three reasons for this. The first thing I want to review is why the car is crappy. Number one is the fact that at $35,000, usually that puts you in a luxury vehicle, maybe with a V8 engine, some nice space and a nice sized trunk, or a decently appointed SUV. The challenge with that is the cost of the battery results in you're basically getting a $15,000 car, but paying $35,000 for it because you're working with the cost of the battery through the back end. So the first reason it's a crappy car is when you have a short wheelbase vehicle, you basically have a car that is uncomfortable because the distance between the wheels affects the smoothness of ride. So in the case of the Model 3, it's got one of the shortest wheelbases of any vehicle out there, hence a very uncomfortable ride in a short vehicle. The second reason it's the crappiest vehicle of the year is because you're basically paying $35,000 for a $15,000 car. And finally, the third reason is crappy is a concept I call 1 + 1 = 0.5. And what I mean by this is the fact that when you pick up your Model 3, you'll find out that in the United States, if you're in California, let's say, particularly San Diego, when you charge your car at home, the difference between charging it at home or having paid gas for it will be marginally about the same. You're paying like $10 more, $5 to $8 more to fill up your tank in electric than you would if it was just a regular vehicle, but you're taking the penalty of not getting you don't get the luxury appointments of a $35,000 car. This is particularly the case because if you look at your electric bill, what you'll find is that if you become a heavy user of electric, it bounces you into a special bracket of electricity where your costs are at the highest peak rate all day instead of just 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now, this also suggests that if you use a supercharger, you'll be getting wholesale power from Tesla, so therefore it'll be about a 50% cost cut in the difference between what you would have paid in gas versus what you're paying electricity. So I'd encourage those in California to consider that option and check with your power company to find out what your cost of electricity is, because it could be much greater than you expected. Now, why I gave it the title I did is that it turns out in countries like Norway, because of tax and parking considerations and even the use of the carpool lanes, each of these cars is worth about $10,000 a year. Now, all these benefits may go away as the number of cars increase with the Model 3 driving that process, but now you have people getting $10,000 a year back, and let's say they're spending $500 a month. In theory, they could sort of pay this car back fully in 2 or 3 years. So I say it's worth 9 times in Europe, because if you're paying $1 a gallon and other Europeans pay $9 a gallon, you now have a situation where it's a huge benefit to go electric. And when you look at the gas price difference combined with all the other accoutrements, there are a number of countries in Europe that make it a really good idea to go electric. So hence, I think owning a Model 3 in the US is kind of a 0.5, maybe a 1x, because you do get to go to the carpool lanes in certain states and only have to have one person there because you're an EV. There is the tax credit, so there are benefits you get. So maybe it's a 1, possibly a 2. but compared to what you get in Europe or Asia or other countries where the cost of fuel is high, I think that the Model 3 is a really bad idea. In fact, I think the an older Model X or Model S might be a better deal because you still, for the life of the vehicle, get free supercharger use. And that actually could be a great benefit into the long term. And there may be a lot of S owners getting rid of their cars as the Model 3 comes out. Thank you for your time. Have a good day and enjoy. Tschüss, macht's gut. Au revoir. Please like and subscribe. Have a good day. Thank you. Goodbye.